Hi everyone, and this is our next episode of Pyjama Talks, and today we have three hosts. Of course, me, Evgeny Kot, Director of Development at Wrike, and let me introduce my colleague, Polina Oparina. Hi, Polina.
Hi everyone.
Polina is a Senior Product Manager at Wrike, and our third co-host, because we don't have guests here, or everyone here is our host, is Andrew Mende, Product Manager of Machine Learning at Booking.com. Really interesting to see you both, and maybe start with Polina. Polina, could you please tell us what you're doing at Wrike?
At Wrike, I'm responsible for spaces and navigation. In navigation scope, we have the main page. We also have sidebar, top bar, and every elements that allow a user to navigate throughout the product. And our main metric for this scope is the navigation quality, and we measure navigation actions and tasks opened, and we measure the rate, then apply some math, and we have the metric that represents the navigation quality. Another scope is the spaces. Spaces are for team collaboration, and spaces allow teams to collaborate in their own world and customize everything for your team and separate your data and kind of establish borders between different teams in Wrike.
Andrew, so let's talk about you. What do you do? Because machine learning, all this stuff, artificial intelligence, sounds really impressive.
So my team is called Ranking Team or Ranking Core Team. And we do ranking, we do the search relevance. So when you search for example, Paris or Madrid, we have a lot of hotels, and my team is in charge of selecting which ones do we surface first.
You both have a product manager in title, right? But I know that there is no one standard in industry what product managers should do. What do you think what actually product managers should do, and what do you do? Maybe Polina, you can answer.
In Wrike, product managers do discovery mostly and take final decisions. What kind of features we need to implement? Is it enough to invest in that feature, or should we start something new or enhance existing features? Should we keep pushing this metric forward, or maybe we should focus on something else? And we also work a lot with product designers and other UX people, because we also have UX architects and also UX technologists who can help us with prototyping. We work a lot with product analysts and to make more data-driven decisions. As for project management, I don't do project management. I can say that Team Lead helps me a lot with project management, and I just share the product story. I mean, epics that are in high priority for this quarter, and then engineering can estimate it and break it down into tasks, and then I'm just following what they are doing, and I'm pretty much satisfied with the level of management in engineering in Wrike.
There was one phrase which triggered me. So you said that you take the final decision. So lately I am trying to say that I'm not taking decisions. What I can do is probably to try to make sure that all the information needed for decisions is taken into account, all things are done, and so on and so on. But in my case, the decision making is ultimately a team process or team act, because everybody has their piece of information, and by getting this all together, we can actually take some good decisions. The second one, I would say I'm shielding the team who needs to work focused from all the distractions possible. Yes, a lot of people want to communicate with us. We need to deliver a lot of updates, make sure that information flows. So if you attack engineers and data scientists a lot with such requests, they get distracted and they need a lot of focused work to get things done. So I'm trying to kind of shield this with them from such activities which are not best for them.
Yeah, I agree with that. So as a PM, I also try to maintain the focus because we have kind of a lot of things to do, some from support, from customer requests, even small improvements that we all see we need to do, design depth, technical depth, like product features. So I just try to have one thing at a time for my team to do because from my experience, I know that that improves productivity dramatically. And if focus shifts from one thing to another, it seems like you cannot achieve something tangible in any area.
I suppose also that you used something else in your previous company in travel payouts.
In our sales, we used Jira and other Atlassian products like Confluence. Which is pretty common for IT companies.
Do you think this tool actually influences how the teams collaborate or how you collaborate inside the team?
Jira influences how you collaborate because Jira has more determined flow inside the product. And as for Wrike is more like a platform. It's very flexible and you can create any process you want. So we use Agile in our team. So we use the Scrum, biweekly sprints and things like that. So the process doesn't differ so much from what we had in other sales. But you can establish any process you want.
It happened so that my team picked Jira, but to be honest, before the COVID, the main communication tool inside the team was a physical board in front of which we met, and I had magnetic cards and I moved, and this was primary actually. So yeah, then we reflected something in Jira, but the main thing was to get together and talk about it and move some cards around. And maybe the Jira came as secondary. Now, as we work remotely, I see that much more importance is put in this tool. We use it more. Sometimes we rely just on this tool in the communication. So this is how I learned that somebody has done something, or I need to interfere, or just see the status. So yeah, now I'm looking around and trying to see if we are missing out on some new ways to collaborate, or we can stick to our time-proven tool.
To be honest, I'm not a big fan of writing tons of specs and putting everything into a task tracker. I also love collaborate offline and have this physical, real whiteboard. But the reality is, I think that we will never do the communication we had before COVID. In customer success, in marketing, and even in product management, we have some people, for example, in the US, and we will never be in the same time zone. And this communication and between different time zones really needs more putting things in text.
There are two, two planets. One is tools that you use. So I don't know, you're using Jira or Slack or emails or whatever, something, and your communication or core of your team. And one kind of affects other thing. Of course, obviously, we're trying to find instruments that suit us more than others. And I know a couple of examples. GitLab, big company, they know that everything there is remote first. Sometimes it can be like this. So you post something, hey, we need to fix this or that. Other person, if you don't put a lot of information inside your message, complete amount of information, this person would ask, sorry, I didn't get it quite sure. What do you mean? After 10 hours, and so these tools, they form reality. And what do you think, in your case, maybe Andrew, you can respond. This instrument is not good for us. So let's make, I don't know, some time slots where we will respond in 5 minutes.
I think that tools need to, because right now, yes, in the remote world, we are creating a lot of those soft fixes. Yeah, because we cannot just, hey, is it rolled out yet? No, go away, I'm working. So we can't do that anymore. So we need to come up with some new techniques. And just recently I had a slow fire. It was not a firefighting, but we couldn't push something out. And I needed to actually help the team to organize the team. And somebody was checking something. Oh, it's all right in my side. Okay, I need to check something else. And I just felt that I'm not pushing it as fast as I can, because I was distracted for half an hour, but nobody did anything because they didn't know that they need to switch to the new thing. So I created a chat war room to keep everybody updated, but still I think this is not enough. So we need to create new tools which will help do this and communicate more efficiently. So,
and I also think that you need to distinguish what tools are like for what. For example, I don't love to discuss like new product requirements in Slack because everything like is just buried in these threads, and it's really difficult to find something. And I don't like when for example, you have some features where you need like several product managers to be involved, or even other stakeholders to be involved. And I don't like this making decisions on Slack thread, because it's really difficult to find the final decision. So if we need to do that, I think meeting is better, or even share the document before everybody is reading, commenting, and then you just arrange a meeting and you take a final decision and share meeting notes after. So that's okay for me.
Jira and Atlassian have released one big document, like 160 pages or so. They released big research how remote job affects our work. And one of the outcomes of this research was that they think that remote job affects our brainstorming ability and creativity. And what do you think? From my perspective, product management role and job is really creative. You should create something new, because even if you're a developer, you're working on features that were made or created, at least invented by some product manager. What do you think, this remote world, is it really effective to create something completely new?
I always thought that the brainstorming is exactly the kind of activity where you need to bring everybody together. Just recently, I had an occasion. I brought the team together. Okay, let's brainstorm. The team was really slow and dull, and it was going slow. But then I said, okay, here's the doc. Let's drop anything here if you think about it, and we will discuss later. And then I got a lot of very brilliant drafts. It seems that also sometimes the focused work works better. I think there's also this study that even in live brainstorming, you have to first separate everybody, let them ideate, and only then come together.
We do a lot of brainstorming in Wrike. We use Miro a lot, and we use, I can say that it's some frameworks, but our user research team really brings a lot of techniques just to look at the problem from different angles, and it really helps to generate the ideas and do this ideation. And so I feel like sometimes it was even more effective than offline. So maybe we all already adjusted. Maybe that's because of the techniques we used. And what I also love about working remotely, so sometimes for generating new ideas, I need to be kind of relaxed. And sometimes the new idea comes, for example, when I'm running.
I have not a feature request, but maybe a dream about the collaboration tool. I thought that one of the functions I think is yet not developed. What I really expect from the collaboration tool is to help me scope my attention or scope my focus. So bringing the right information in front of you is one particular thing which I think, I don't know, a tool which solves this, specifically this right now. So because Jira just puts everything which happened like a log in front of you, go filter, go think. I have some email filters to dig out specific emails about some tasks, tickets, or so on. So what do you think about that? Because I think this is one of the most important functions of this tool. Yeah, to bring the right information to the right people. We could save so much time just preparing some summary for somebody. Yeah, because they cannot track all my activity and dig out the important pieces for them.
I know how we can do that, like with manual adjustments, but it needs a lot of manual actions from the user, and the users usually just don't do that. And that's why we see all that information popping up from everywhere, distracting us, and we have these problems with focusing on the really important things. But could ML help us with solving that problem?
I think this problem is kind of solved with social networks. At least we can create a flow of very attractive information. The problem with the business application is that until you really trust that everything important will definitely end up in your list, you won't trust it, because now in Booking we use Facebook for Business. Probably you know, it's called Workplace. Yeah, it feels like a Facebook, but just for you and your colleagues. And I would say that it's a really a great tool, because it brings the magic of the Facebook newsfeed to the business world. So when you read it, it just selects some posts, not necessarily from the channels you are subscribed to. Everything, it thinks is important. And I think it's a great tool, because I really enjoy reading it, and I think it does a good job bringing up things which I really need to know about. But I still don't trust it, so nobody can rely on it. Like, here the update is there. I cannot just trust it. I still need to send emails, because I need to make sure that everybody who needs to know knows.
We are in a bit different. I believe that Wrike and Booking.com is in a bit different audiences, because Booking is more, please correct me if I'm wrong, but from my opinion, Booking is more like B2C and Wrike is more like B2B. And what do you think? So right now we're talking about the users and how they can form a feed and they form features. But as a product manager, and you can represent B2B direction and B2C. So how to understand what your customers needed and how to form your features or your plan for the year based on that, but not following them exactly. Because I believe like in B2C, you have, in Booking, of course, you have billions of people who want different things, and you should somehow like find suitable things. And in B2B, it is almost the same. You have a lot of customers and they want different things, and there are like big customers, like huge customers, and their voices are super loud.
Trying to find the problems, not just like the decisions, and distinguish problems from the solutions they are asking for. Because when you like collect all the variety of problems, sometimes you can tackle that problems with the one solution. But if you will try to implement all the solutions your customers are requesting, so it will be like a ton of work and nobody will be happy. In Wrike, we talk to customers a lot because sometimes it's the only way to discover like what to do next. The main problems, they are relevant for many customers by segment, of course. I know that like for enterprise user, they have like one cluster of problems, like business users, other cluster of problems, and small teams have like different problems, but still focusing on the specific segment and prioritizing problems among these segments, we can have strong priorities and figure out what to do next.
How do you manage to find a single solution which fits those very different collaborations?
What we do a lot is a strategic track is investing in platform configurability and things like that. And using these capabilities, we can tackle different needs of different users at a time. As for Booking.com, I'm just wondering. So I think in your case, it's just my assumption. I always thought that you make decisions more based on data than talking to customers. Yeah, is this the case, or how frequently do you talk to your customers? For example, like per month?
Well, most of the teams in Booking, they talk to customers at least something like one per quarter, maybe some more frequently, some less. So we talk to customers a lot, but also we take most of the decisions based on data. But then when we go to refinement of the backlog, we first ask, okay, is how scalable it is? Do we see this in the data a lot? Oh, this pattern is only actually showing itself for my aunt. Okay, not a priority. One of the reasons I'm actually working for Booking is that customer success is very tangible. Yeah, we can see it. You take the decision. There is a lot of competition. There are a lot of ways you can spend your vacation, and you choose to book with us over other ways to book. And this is how you know that people are satisfied with our product. I mentioned that you have to be much more smart than this. I can just react to the signals, and you have to be very smart and strategic and to really understand your customers.
Sometimes people just love to do some business and they don't love this stuff of organizing work. And Wrike helps to organize your work and make like things easier for you and just allow you to do what you love to do. As a product manager, I need to find like another tools to measure if we are going in the right direction. So, and now we use like users' feedback. We also have some proxy metric, like I mentioned, this navigation quality, but we are testing.
Sometimes, I don't know if you get this, but sometimes we get experiments where we see that customer experience has improved. For example, people are doing something in shorter cycles, or faster, or more frequently, but then there is zero impact on the final business metrics. So people don't start traveling more, booking more, or something like that.
I think that the challenge is that Booking.com is very mature product. And when the product is very mature, it's really difficult to like come up with something that improves conversions. So, for example, you just adding something and nothing changes dramatically. I don't know, maybe that's a time to invest in some different track. So for example, do you have some different tracks in Booking.com not related to the hotels?
People travel, and this is a continuous process. So a lot of companies are trying to build this experience as a holistic process. And yeah, there are a lot of approaches, but still, surprisingly, there is not so much good solutions. For me, it's really surprising. It seems like a very easy topic. Yeah, this is a single experience, bring something to the customer. But you see that, for example, if we look at the Russian market, aviasales is taking, you book your tickets there, but then you book your hotel with Booking, and everybody is okay that those being two separate products, and you need to sync the dates. Sometimes you maybe make mistakes, but all attempts to create a product which would do everything, they failed so far. So we're looking into this.
I'm from the engineering world, right? And I know if you're a Java developer or JavaScript developer or whatever, your path is kind of pretty straightforward. You learn basics, you learn your language, you learn your tooling, and then you just continue on this path. You're taking more and more complicated tasks and so on, and you're a senior. But what about product management? It's a bit shady for me because what skills you should have?
For example, in Wrike, we have a competency matrix, for example, for junior, like middle, senior, then lead, director, and so on. In general, I think as a junior PM, you can be responsible more like for one feature, and you need to be supervised by a senior person. As the middle PM, you can cover larger scope, and as a senior PM, you're like more focused on the strategic decisions, and sometimes you even have mentee and you do a lot of knowledge sharing, and you also develop skill of like indirect influence because to tackle big initiatives, you need to develop the skill of indirect influence because you need different teams to be involved. You need to sell the initiatives. You need to inspire people and like make them like ambassadors of your idea in their unions, departments, and so on. And I think that the higher you want to go, like the more it's about soft skills and communication.
Yeah, the product manager generally uses a lot of tools to get information of how do they generally travel, talk to them, get anecdotal evidence and so on, and then processes the information and feeds it to the team in an effective manner. And then every developer can actually take very good decisions about what to do. In Booking, we have the commercial awareness. This is a skill for developers. Yeah, they also need to be involved in the business and understand how the business works. They cannot just say, okay, I write the code. If you're working with a B2C project, not an infra, of course. But this helps a lot. So I just need to lay down the right information, and then my team does a lot of decision making on their own.
Product manager should be kind of a bit of everything. So a bit of analytics, a bit of product design, a bit of user research, a bit of like financial things, so just to understand business, and even a bit of sales to understand how sales work, how marketing work, and things like that.
I think we should round up and maybe last thoughts or ideas or any like message to the audience.
We're all lucky to work in IT. It's a beautiful time to be here. Yeah, you see so many things change. The way we collaborate, the way we travel. So yeah, just let's enjoy how this change and the new opportunities which open up for us every day.
What I really love in the IT industry is people. So people are like so passionate about what they are doing, so passionate about really changing something.
The last question, Andrew, tell me about your guitars.
All three of them, they were bought during the lockdown because I had something to do. I played before, but I didn't have such good ones. And yeah, also this is a fulfillment of childhood dream. I always wanted to have one country style guitar. This one is classical, and this one is electric, so I can play any style now.
Nice.
I see that you are a more serious player based on your.
Well, I have bass guitar. It's Matsumoto from 78, Japanese brand, Fender, of course, and in the case I have Taylor guitars. I think that's the good ending for our show. Thank you very much. Thank you, Polina. Thank you, Andrew, for being here because I much appreciate it. Product management is a completely new world for me, and you opened my eyes. And thank you very much, and thank you that you're listening. Please, like every YouTuber should say so. Please subscribe, press the bell. I don't know, but do whatever you want. Be happy. Yeah, be happy. And thank you very much, and see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.